This is Simon and
Kelly
from Sonic Shock with Keith from Buckcherry today. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Very well, thank you. Glad to have you back in the UK. How are you feeling about being back?
So good about being back in the UK. Being in Europe is something that's been really, really important to this band, and we've had some difficulty with getting records released here and getting the proper tours over here. So anytime we can get over here, we're very grateful, and our UK fans have been really great to us. So it's a pleasure to come back.
Now we hear that you're releasing a Christmas single.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about why you decided to release?
Well, I mean, it's something that we've talked about doing for a while, and for whatever reason, the timing never worked out right. But we had a few weeks off before we started this tour. It started in November, and Josh and I started playing around with a little musical and lyrical idea. He came up with a melody and he called me up and he said, make something to this, you know, and I kind of wrote some music to it. And a couple of days in my studio, we finished it before we left for this tour. It's called Christmas Is Here. It's our first Christmas song. It's an original composition, and I think it's, you know, in the spirit of fun Christmas songs.
Is it going to go down in history with like The Last Christmas by Wham?
Well, I don't see, because I don't know about The Last Christmas by Wham. I don't know if it's going to be that good or not. I don't know. It's a fun song. It was really something that was fun for us to do, and it's not really a heavy or hard song. It's kind of it's a little bit lighter fare, but it's a good tune.
And you've got a new album out, All Night Long. It came out in August. How has the response been to the new album since it's been released?
The response has been really, really good. You know, we have yet to be on a tour where we're headlining to really showcase a lot of the material, but we'll play tonight. We'll play a little over a half an hour. We'll do 3 songs from the new record. So the response has been really good. I think I think the record has been, you know, it's got a little bit of everything on it. So I think there's something for everybody. If you're a fan of Sorry, there's something on the record for you. If Crazy Bitch or Lit Up or one of the harder songs brought you to this band, there's stuff like that that will appeal to you as well.
And you've now got the Jägermeister tour coming up.
Yes, the Jägermeister tour starts in January. It's going to be us, Hell Yeah, All That Remains, and The Damn Things. That starts off in the U.S. on January the 19th. And then we also pick a leg of that up in Canada with Papa Roach and a few other bands. And it sounds like it's a good partnership. We'll see how it goes.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about, obviously the band broke up after its first 2 albums, and then you and Josh reformed the band in 2005. Did you ever kind of imagine that you guys would get to this level when you reformed, in, you know, where you'd be playing Wembley Arena? You know,
not really. I think when we first put the band back together, or resumed from our hiatus, or whatever you want to call it, we had really, really simple expectations, and it was really just to make some great music that we both believed in, and to do it with a band of guys that believed in it, and to make sure that we made ourselves happy first with the music before we took it out to somebody else. And we just wanted to make sure that we weren't being subjected to outside opinions that were kind of leading us to go in a way that we didn't want to go. So that was it. We just had to make sure we were true to ourselves from the beginning, and we maintained that level of integrity within ourselves through this whole process, through this last record. And our goal is achieved. So anything that happens after that, the tours, the songs, the records, it's been really a blessing, and I think we're really grateful for that. It's beyond expectations.
Can we possibly expect a headliner solo tour from you guys in 2011 over here? Or?
I would love that. I mean, I know that we're talking about coming back sometime in June, doing some festivals, probably doing some of our own shows around that, which is what we really want to do, but we also love playing those festivals, you know. So the goal is to be a headliner in all of Europe, especially the UK.
So when you say June for festivals, does that mean Download Festival?
You know, nothing is confirmed yet. I know that the people are talking. If it was up to us, of course, I would look at the camera and say, yes, we'll be there, but I can't say that until it's done. So that's the plan, though, is to, I mean, that's the festival to play, and that's what we want to do.
And obviously, we found out recently, well, we found out that you collect vintage guitars, and you have an obsession with motorcycles as well.
I do.
And how does that keep you busy when you're on, you know, home from Buckcherry?
It takes up all of my free time, basically. I have a number of vintage Harley-Davidson motorcycles. That's kind of the motorcycle that I gravitate towards. But I don't really like the new, flashy custom bikes. I like the older motorcycles from the 30s and the 40s. That's where my passion is for motorcycles. So most of the bikes in my collection are from the 30s and the 40s. And the guitars started off as, I started in the early 90s buying used guitars, and because they were cheaper than new guitars. I couldn't afford new guitars. I bought used guitars, and then over the years, you trade your used guitar up for an older one that was more collectible and valuable, and then at one point the market really exploded in collectability, and I was sitting on a lot of really valuable instruments that I had bought for nothing because nobody wanted the old ones. And so a collection started, and the trading begins, and seeking out things, and all over the world. When I get Denmark Street here in London is a great place to go for used and new guitars, and it's like all over the world. So
is that something that you kind of thought about if you were away from Buckcherry for a really long time? You would kind of open a custom bike shop or open a guitar shop or something?
Those things I have pursued, not because there was any financial upside to it. The things that I do, that my passions away from music, are my passions, I think, because I don't have to rely on that to support myself and keep my lights on at my house, I would be making music whether the band was successful or not, and I would be kind of doing motorcycles and guitars whether it was a collectible thing or not. So, I don't know. I might try to be a doctor if I wasn't doing this, That seems like a good job, right?
Yeah.
Hot nurses, right? I mean, it's good.
Saving lives.
Yeah, I forgot that. Saving lives.
So we've got about 3 or 4 songs tonight from the new album. What else can we expect?
Well, you're going to hear a few songs that you're already familiar with, of course. Crazy Bitch, Live Up. You're going to hear It's a Party. You're going to hear All Night Long. And you're going to hear Dead, which is the latest single off of All Night Long. And, we only have 35 minutes, so we've actually been trying to get as many songs in 35 minutes as we can. So we play about 8 songs. Not a whole lot of talking between songs. Well, when we do our regular headlining set, we play for about an hour and 20, hour and a half. We stretch out the songs. We have jams in the middle of them. We play it really loose, and there's a lot of improvisation that we don't really know where something's going to go. We just start playing it, which is fun. It's great to be in a band that can do that every night and have a little fun with it. But tonight, with the short set, it's going to be getting down to business, playing the songs, and getting through them.
2 curveball questions for you.
All right.
First one, if you could assemble a band from all dead musicians, to have the ultimate rock band, who would you form a band with?
Hendrix would play guitar. John Bonham would play the drums. Ed Whistle would play the bass. And who's going to sing for that band?
I'm thinking Bon Scott.
Could be Bon Scott, yes. Could be good. There you go.
And the second curveball question, if somebody was putting a time capsule together of your musical career and they told you to pick 3 songs that you felt best represented you and Buckcherry, what 3 songs would you pick?
Lit Up, Crazy Bitch, and Bliss off of our new record.
And what would be the reason why?
I just think that they kind of showcase the different elements that are going on in the band. I mean, there's a lot of influences in this band outside of the obvious ones, I think people hear us and they think, oh, AC/DC and Aerosmith, I totally get that. But I think there's a lot of other things going on in this band, influence-wise, and things that motivate us, the bands that we listen to. If you go in our dressing room right now, you're not hearing anything that you probably thought you'd be hearing. So, there's a lot of undercurrents. Some of the most interesting stuff that we do happens in a jam session with us when we're not recording. And it's not anything that's on our records.
And in closing, do you have a final message for any of the Buckcherry fans out there that are going to come see you on this tour, or even going to come see you in the new year?
Absolutely. We're so looking forward to tonight and to coming back in June to play the festivals and hopefully do some headlining shows. Our UK fans are really important to us. And we make a huge effort to get back here as often as we can. So we'll see you, if not tonight, in the summer.
Cool. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.